Hello, I am the Convolutional Neural Gamer, and this is AI War. So, we just finished clearing out the planets adjacent to mine so that they don't reinforce too badly, and now I'm going to go and take out Yor there. Oh, if you're wondering, I just instinctively held G when I told them to move, and that's why they've got this blue border. It means they're in group move mode, which means everything will move at the same speed. Totally irrelevant because they're all transports, but in theory it could be relevant. Well, it's good to know that this planet, which I forgot to explore, isn't sending anything nasty at me. Actually, I might send my scouts out to explore that planet now. Yes, that I think I mentioned in an earlier video, you can get stuff like raid engines on planets you haven't explored that will affect you the moment you step into the planet next to them. Something I would obviously like to avoid. So, yeah, I've kind of took a risk by just jumping into this planet blind like that. But that's okay. Turned out alright. And even if there had been a raid engine, it's not the worst thing in the world, it's just a bit of a pain to deal with the extra nasty wave. I think the waves from raid engines are more powerful than regular waves. I don't really remember. Yeah, there's worse things in the world. I mean, if you landed yourself next to an AI homeworld, you can get some really nasty stuff sent after you, like a hunter-killer. But I wish this little interface would appear even without a scout. I kind of feel it's overkill requiring you to have a scout there. Too much micro. I don't want to have to micro and make sure I have a scout with my army at all times, personally. But that's that. Killed by iron cannons. It's a Mark III planet. It's completely useless. Well, I guess that's a thing. You guys can get back over here, and you guys can get over here too. Okay. Clear out the freaking space planes, please. They'll just sit and get shot in this game, which is actually unusual. Most games have the default stance of troops is to go and attack anything that's attacking them, but not in this game. So, I don't know, I've been reading about a bunch of futurism stuff, which is interesting. The Orion's Arm universe is it's a website that discusses a realistic, futuristic, well, at least somewhat realistic. They try to follow what's possible under current physics. That means no faster than light, but they've got other things. Interesting. Attack them, please. That's interesting. That they just spawned a new little squad of guys right then. Anyway, so it's kind of surprising what's physically possible and what isn't. You know, physically possible includes some crazy things, and often if you actually read through what they can do in the Orion's Arm universe, most of the stuff they can do is significantly more. These have bonuses against polycrystal as well? Does anything not have bonuses against polycrystal? Seriously. You want me to drop, main time to drop stuff up is when you're trying to drop off bombers to deal with this stuff, and yet keep sending you stuff that, all the half the guard posts are good against polycrystal, so you can't drop off bombers, you'll just get insta-killed. Alright, so, the stuff that turns out to be reasonably possible is quite interesting. A lot of it's just, if you have enough computation, you can do almost anything. And nanomachines and all those sorts of things. So, it's sort of interesting what the actual limitations of nanomachines are. Because, often, you've got the vision of a don't go away. The vision of a nanoswarm is this sort of giant grey goo that can instantly, or near instantly, turn anything it touches into more nanobots. But the reality is there are some pretty serious physical limits to what a nanobot swarm can be. as an example, a nanobot swarm can't actually do that. You know, they can't actually. Oh yeah, there's an ion cannon in there. This is why I just use transports all the time, because there's so many things that counter fleet ships. Anyway, so So yeah, they can't actually self-replicate at the kind of crazy rate you'll often see when they're represented in sci-fis, because of heat. Heat is actually often the limiting factor in technologies, because doing something produces heat. That's, you know, entropy. So pretty rapidly, when you're talking about something like, you know, self-replicating hundreds and hundreds of times, you actually produce a lot of heat in that process. So there are some fundamental limits because of this to how quickly nanomachines can replicate themselves, which is really, you know, it's an interesting idea. You know, these things aren't, you know, technology isn't magic. There are fundamental limitations to it. So even, you know, no matter how technologically advanced you are, there are things that nanobots simply can't do, which is sort of a fun reality to it. So we see this planet now. I don't know that there's anything. I don't see anything interesting here. Maybe it disappeared when the scouts all died. I'll have to find out. And I might send a. Oh, come on, don't take that route. Go that way. I'll quickly send those scouts to that planet just to check if there's anything worrying. There's nothing worrying on here, is there? No. Sentinel frigates Mark V. Sentinel frigates are super long-range units, and I'm always a fan of super long-range units. So, kind of tempted by that particular fabricator. But I would rather find out something about the mechanics of the Exodian Blade first. I hope I don't have a problem here. There really is nothing. It looks like a regular Mark III planet that I'm going to have tons of trouble taking out, because it's 4 hops away, which means these transports can be almost dead the moment they jump into that wormhole. I think it's actually a one-way trip. I don't think they can make it back. Last couple of games I've played, I've had a champion, and champions are super effective against. You know, they're really good at working with transports, because they champions are almost as fast as transport and also really powerful units. So you can send them in, and they can also do a lot of the heavy lifting in planets like this that are too far away for the transport to function properly. Anything interesting here? Nope. Okay. I have... How many scouts is there? 10. Yeah, good. There are 10 scouts. That way. It'd be nice if they had some awareness of new planets so they could work out this way is much safer than this way, but they don't. Well, I don't think they do. Maybe they do have some awareness of it, they're just not very smart about it. Alright, let's restore the health of all these transports, and then I'll head forward and clear a path through here. Oh, troop accelerator. Okay. That's actually... Yeah, this is the kite flyer. So with a troop accelerator, their units are going to move much faster, and they're going to be running away from my stuff. So that could actually be really quite problematic. Potentially. Wow, they want to go that way even. That wasn't a Mark IV planet, I'd just clear it out. That way I wouldn't have to worry about manually telling my troops to take a different path through. Okay, let's pause here. Anything interesting? Minefields. There is nothing interesting here. around. Can I look at my... Oh, I think it's using control. No, it's not in controls. Stats, maybe? Ah, it's journal. Tracking the second exile. Signal destination. Capturing a planet. Doesn't seem to say anything about what I should do when I find the planet. I was kind of hoping something would pop up the moment I got here, but nothing seems to have happened. Well, I guess I'll keep going that way for now, but otherwise maybe I missed something and there's another way you can get here. At least this planet's really good, so, like, it was an advanced research planet, so I'm probably not going to regret taking it, whatever happens, but... Yeah, this is what I mean. See how they've lost, they're in yellow already, and if I go to the next one, they'll be, like, deep in their red health bar. I basically have to take out the next one without transports. Which is kind of worrying. Do they have an AI eye or any ion cannons? Doesn't look like they do, so it wouldn't be too painful taking out with fleet ships. Just a bit of a nuisance. I guess that's something. Got to really watch these guys because they're all kind of at the health level that I would normally retreat them. In fact, it's going to be very easy for them to die. It's always you always tend to lose a lot of transports when you're working this far out. But I don't know, because if they get low enough health, it won't. Even if I retreat them, they won't be able to make it all the way back. Because I think they can only take one more wormhole off, which is that one. So if they get below the point where they can take that, so this guy's probably dead. In fact, I'm so certain he's dead. I'm not going to try to retreat him. I'm going to unload and put the ships in another one because he's too low health. He's not going to be able to make it through the wormholes, so he'll die no matter what I do at this point. Okay, let's unload you, and everyone can go here. Oh, there is an ion cannon on this planet. That's delightful. That's interesting. So if I put my guys in a transport, they can actually retreat from an ion cannon. Often, like I believe when you go through a wormhole, your ships will, like if there are any shots following your ships at the moment you go through a wormhole, you won't dodge them. You'll still get hit by them. You'll just, they'll just like automatically hit you before you get out, which is kind of a weird mechanic. But I guess it's to discourage micro from being a viable one. I'm not sure. How much do they take when they... Is it 26%? Ah, he's on 27%. So, in theory, this guy can still get home if he's lucky. He probably shouldn't have shot there. Is he going to be fine? Oh, he's alive. 2,000 health. Okay. Alright, so that guy made it back. That's nice. But yeah, you can see they'll be so low health on the next wormhole that the transports won't be able to fight in any way, which is not ideal. I would rather be able to use the transports. There's one. See that one transport just give an AI reprisal level 1 warning. Good grief. Yes, you are regenerating. 24%. Okay, you're dead. Doesn't matter. Okay, so clear out this planet, and then take a look over here. It's 5,000. Maybe I should just bring a hacker along and see what happens. Do I have a hacker back home? We can go back there actually and pick up extra ships. I had a hacker before. I don't remember it died. I have a hacker. Cool, where is it? Here, you're the hacker. Let's get you. Go that way. Down there. Yeah, good. Okay. So, we've got these guys. So these are... This is this planet with the troops? Sorry, is this just going faster than normal? Looks like now. I think... I vaguely seem to... Oh god, it's the entire Special Forces. I seem to vaguely... I really don't want to fight the entire Special Forces here. Oh, don't go that way! Is there a way to set... I think there is a way to set planets to be no-go zones, but I don't actually know what it is. I seem to vaguely recall seeing something about that being an option. Okay. Oh, 1,069 ships massing for cross-planet attack. Alright, this is one of the AI's kill moves, I suppose. When they... every few hours, they depends on the difficulty. It tends to be more frequent the lower the higher the difficulty. Sorry, the AI will gather up a larger than normal group of ships for a cross-planet attack. The first one tends to be pretty mild, but it can get much worse. You can see my reprisal wave here is like half as big as the entire cross-planet attack. However, the cross-planet attack is made a bit more tricky because instead of coming as a wave that just launches on one of your planets and therefore just immediately jumps into a pile of guns and mostly dies, the cross-planet attack... there's a new Leech starship here. A cross-planet attack is actually composed of the AI's defensive ships, so like ships like these that are just sitting around doing nothing will... Oh, exactly, one scout survived. Okay. So ships that are sitting around doing nothing will be freed up and go to attack you. Usually from somewhere, deep in the AI's network that you don't, that there's no value in you doing anything with. Okay, these guys are wave spawned on top of these guys. I don't think there's any reason for them to fight that alone. Let's let that wave come over here first. There they go. Of course they're doing that. Oh god, it's annoying. Now they're all going to go as threat, because these guys got distracted fighting my transports. They're now going to... Okay. Kill the ones that are running away, not the ones that are freaking trapped already. Yeah, because they got distracted by the transports, they sat around outside of the range of the main guns for ages, which ultimately resulted in them being able to escape rather than just being forced to all die before they could get away. Because they weren't very deep in the guns range when they decided to retreat. Now we've got a whole bunch of extra threat, which is fun. Oh well, I think you can for it. So anyway, cross-planet attacks tend to get a lot more dangerous as you get later in the game. 1,000 ships is pretty pitiful, really. I think that's still well within the capacity of my basic defensive setup I've got now, particularly given I have no irreplaceables that aren't on the home world. Because if you lose one of these, for instance, it's gone forever. So you generally don't want to do that. So, did I get my... Oh crap, I sent them all the way over there. Oh, that's really bad. Okay. Oh, don't go that way. No. That way. Okay. Well, there goes a bunch of my ships and probably an extra reprisal wave or something. Actually, I don't have a reprisal wave, and I just lost like a ton of transports. Well, that's interesting. They mustn't count. When transports die from going through a wormhole, I'm guessing it doesn't count for the purpose of reprisal waves. Oh, that was so stupid. That's actually really interesting. So if I have transports that are trapped like that, I can send them suiciding through the wormhole and therefore prevent the resources towards reprisal waves. Because there's no way, that was 10 transports, that's a huge amount of resources there. 64,000 metal each. And like, yeah, there's no way. Like, that should have spawned to a, like, reprisal level 2 at least. And I got no reprisal wave at all. So that must be that it doesn't count. So that's very handy. Oh, looks like we're coming to time again. So I've been Convolutional Neural Gamer. This has been AI War. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.